Hello and welcome to the sixth episode of the Out of Interest podcast. Today I am joined by Sierra, Roie, and Sid. All three of them are up-and-coming filmmakers and they have quite prominent followings on TikTok. So I just want to ask you all, how are you all doing today?
Pretty good. Tired, but good.
Good.
Adequate.
Adequate.
Amazing. I'm doing wonderful.
Good,
That's
adequate,
great.
amazing.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, you get the whole spectrum.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you guys, and I'll go on one at a time to begin with. How did you guys get started making short films? Because that's kind of what you're doing right now. Although TikTok is as short can get, it's like 60 seconds long. They are still short films. So Sierra, we'll start with you. How did you get started?
I've made like little videos my whole life, but the actual artistic little short films, honestly, I joined TikTok right when quarantine started because I was very bored. And I kind of made normal stuff. And then once I stumbled upon, really it was Last Man Stanley. We kind of all joke about him being all of our dads. But I saw his stuff and I was like, oh shit, this app has like potential to make beautiful things. So I saw him and a few other people and I kind of just started figuring out what I wanted to do and yeah, kept going.
Yeah, so it's great. Roy, what about you?
I'd say like my filming career started probably my junior year summer. I was just kind of bored and I had these expensive headphones. So I went and I bought a camera and I really didn't know what to do with it, but I was like, maybe I should try something. So me and my friends kind of made a music video and I thought it was just really fun. So I kept kind of doing that. And then, I decided that I had to do something for college and I wasn't good at math and I didn't want to be like a computer engineer. So I applied for like film schools and luckily I got into a nice school in New York. And then from there, I just kind of kept doing my film stuff. And then like Sierra, over quarantine, I was just super bored and I felt like I needed to, keep working on my skills and my editing skills. So I picked up TikTok as like kind of a way to practice all these skills and it kind of blew up from there and I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Sid, do you prefer Sid or Sydney?
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter? Okay. Sid or Sydney, how did you get started?
I mean, let's think. I feel like everyone makes like dumb little videos when they're little. Like I made a bunch of like weird videos in like 6th grade. But then I started getting into it more my freshman year of high school because I had an AV class, but I hated it. But then I made some friends and we would make like all these little short films and stuff. And people would tell me that like you could actually like make a career out of this. And then for TikTok, I as well started during quarantine. And I feel like, and then that's how I met like all these people. We all kind of like grew super fast during quarantine. And I get all my like inspiration, all that stuff from like Sierra and Stanley and all my little people. So that's how it kind of all started really fast.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, all three of you, have kind of blown up over the past like 6 months. I mean, you're sitting at like 65,000 followers on TikTok.
Yeah,
over 1 million likes. That's insane.
Yeah.
Sid, you yourself, 86,000 followers, 1.7 million likes. And then finally, Sierra, congratulations on just hitting 200,000 followers. I mean, yeah, the amount of followers you guys got in a matter of months it's insane. Like no other app can do that. So I want to kind of go back because get back onto short films. I don't know. I've spoken to a couple of people about this that also do short films and they also are creative, and that they always tell me that there was like one movie or there was one book or TV show that made them kind of start making their own thing, whatever it may be. I was gonna ask you guys, do you guys have that kind of one film that started, kind of made you want to make movies?
Yeah, I'd say I had one that I refused to watch. After that, I've seen it once. I saw La La Land on an airplane while I was coming back. I don't know, from a family trip, and I think what inspired me so much about that movie is that it's just kind of very campy and very all over the place, and not afraid to like show kind of the uh, I don't know, like the the performance of everything. And I think I'm really attracted to that. Like I love low key movies that are very kind of like introspective, but I think what I'm drawn to is like the performative aspect of film, and that especially with music videos, there's so much you can do visually that you can pair with music. And it's just like kind of these two worlds colliding that just makes such a like for a pleasing experience. So yeah, La La Land was that, and I will never watch it again because I don't want to ruin it in my mind. But that was that for me.
Uh, what you said?
I'm gonna sound like a real dumb indie kid right now, but it started when I watched Scott Pilgrim, and I just liked. It was like the first. It was like one of the first films that I watched that like had like music was like a big part of it. Like the way they used music and how like they all played their own thing, and there were like different songs for everything, and it like was so smooth, and all the transitions too. Like that's what got me on like those weird like floor transition things, is because like Scott Pilgrim, like it would have a transition and you couldn't even like tell. Like it was so like, I don't know, it was like crazy with all the music, and that's just what started me. That's what got opened my third eye, bro.
Nice.
And then yeah, Sierra, what about you?
I'm trying to think of. I love Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I used to watch that when I was younger, and it totally does do the transition thing that you talk about. Love that movie. I can't really think of like a single movie. I kind of started watching the classics my freshman year of college, so not that long ago. But I'd say it sounds weird, but I've always really loved cartoons. And honestly, Adventure Time was kind of my like eye-opening into that you can make an entire world with like mystery in it. Like part of Adventure Time is there's this like character called the Lich, and he's like completely evil, and you really don't know where he comes from. And there's this like apocalyptic war, and it kind of just like blew my mind that they made a whole world within a cartoon, and that really stuck with me. And I was like, anyone can make their own world, and audiences will always wonder like, well, where did this come from? Where did this come from? And I just think it's cool, and that's kind of like where the fantastical part of my videos come from, just from like wanting like little secrets and stuff that doesn't really make sense because it doesn't need to. So yeah, I'd say Adventure Time is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of tell that you guys have all these influences. I mean, with all three of you, and kind of TikTok as an app, music is a huge part of the content that you create on that, as well as the transitions, like Sid mentioned, and Scott Pilgrim. And yeah, I mean, I think the stuff that you watch when you're younger kind of influences how you think about stuff, and how the stuff that you make as well. I find myself, I've ended up just copying other things by accident. Like I'll do something and then I'll rewatch a movie and I'll be like, oh yeah, no, I definitely copied that.
I think copying leads to like adaptation, though. And I think nothing's original. So I feel like as long as you kind of are using your kind of twist on everything, I feel like I don't know. I think as long as you are putting your spin on things, I think that like that's how art is made. Everyone piggybacks other artists, and you have kind of the greats, but even the greats kind of got it from someone else at some point.
Yeah, I mean, there's no such thing as an original idea. It's all just built off something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how you've kind of talked about, well, I think all three of you right now, you're all studying film. Oh, two.
Yes.
Well, Sid,
Two.
I'm still a senior
You're
in
still
high
a senior
school.
in high school. You are. Okay. So are you going to go into studying film? Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I think that's a good choice for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you might want to cover your ears for this next question. So I was going to ask Sierra and Roie, is film school worth it, or is it kind of just
The question. Big
I'm
one.
not.
take notes?
I'm not in film school. I go to a tiny Christian college in New York, and so it's a film studies major. They don't really have resources of any kind. However, I thought I knew things, and then I'm taking one screenwriting / production class, digital filmmaking, and every single class, my mind is blown to stuff that maybe I was subconsciously doing some things, but once you're told by someone who's been in the industry that this is what it takes to make even a short film, and this is what these shots mean, and doing this will help you depict your message. You can't, no matter how smart you are, you can't just pick that up from watching a bunch of movies. At least you can't do it within, a short amount of time. It would take years. So having teachers that are able to rip apart your work in a good way, and you can bounce ideas off of them, and they can tell you all of the knowledge they've already accumulated by being in the industry, I think it's so valuable. So I'd say it's really worth it to not even necessarily go to film school, but at least take a bunch of film classes. It really does help.
I might step on Sierra. I might have a different opinion than Sierra at the moment, but I think this is my opinion about it. I feel like everyone is very subjective and everyone has different kind of experiences. But yeah, I go to film school at NYU, and this is going to be my second year. And I think what I found about film school is that yes, there are classes that you can take that are very helpful. I feel like though at the moment there's nothing that I've taken that I couldn't learn online, though I still would say film school is extremely worth it if you have a drive and you know how to connect with people, because there are so many, everyone who's going into film school wants to make things and wants to make content and kind of further their own career. So as long as you're kind of doing the same and you are willing to get out there and work with other people and create content and make art, I think that's where film school shines, because it kind of puts everyone in the same place, and it's just kind of like a breeding ground for amazing artwork. And I think that's at any art school in general, though, because I feel like the most meaningful connections I made was not just in film school, but through other majors, like working with dancers and working with photographers. Because there's just I think a bubble that sometimes you make when you're just in film school, but everyone in college, but also just kind of in the artistic world is looking to work on stuff. So that's where I'm at. I think that if you have a drive and you're willing to bust your butt to create, film school is definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, from what I haven't been to film school. I have no idea. But there seems to be a divide between people that make films, whether film school's worth it or not. It's kind of a split. And it's not very helpful when it comes to thinking about what you're going to do in the future. And I do not envy your position, Sid, at all. I'm a couple years away from that right now, so I don't have to think about it for a bit. But yeah, I mean, it's something to think about, kind of film school and doing it as a job, because it's great as a hobby, and it's great as a passion and something that you love doing. But doing it as a job is totally different.
Yeah. I also think a big thing is it's super subjective, and if you want to be in the film industry, one way or another, if you have the drive, you will make it. It's just what direction you're going to take to get there. People have made it into the industry without film school, and it's worked completely fine. but there's different aspects and there's different ways of working. So I think you got to really look introspectively, which is hard in at least American high schools, because they require people, not require, but it's a really big push to get people to go to college right away, and a lot of people don't know how they work or know themselves enough to really know that a lot. But I think it really is just kind of like the way you work. But if you have a drive and you know that you're going to get it into the industry, you're going to make it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a really interesting take on it, Roie. So I want to kind of go a little bit off course, swing the pendulum the other way, shift back to TikTok. Yeah. So what do you guys think about it? Do you like the app?
TikTok?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like how you can get connected to people super fast and you can find people just like you, but I wouldn't depend on the app. Like, you can't use it forever. Like, it can be a gateway to go to other things. Like this right now.
Yeah.
I can put it on all these college applications and all this other stuff, Yeah. But I don't think you can like those hype house things and all that stuff. I mean, they've made fortunes. Like, they've made it. They don't need to work a day in their life anymore. But for like what happens next for them if TikTok disappears,
Well, speaking of getting into the film industry, multiple TikTok influencers have gotten deals on movies. I mean,
that's true.
Addison Rae is doing a remake of She's All That. Charlie D'Amelio's in the next Spider-Man movie. I think it's just a matter of time until we see Roie as one of the new Avengers.
I would love to be it.
I feel like that has
Roie
to happen.
as Thanos 2024.
Yeah,
Thanos' toddler child. That's me.
Please wear like a purple leotard. Just make a video about that. Please make that your next TikTok.
Just me as Thanos' son.
Yes.
That's cool. I think what's cool about TikTok is that I think it is so easy to expose young creators to a large audience. Like, all of us are super young, and we kind of just like off the whim started this quarantine boredom, just like created a big following where we can expose our art. And I think it's a place where young creators can also become more confident in their work, because I think as long as you have a support system, you're going to keep working on things a lot. And especially with Sid, I feel like, I don't know, this is coming from externally, but like, I think, did you think that you were going to go to film school before TikTok was happening?
I had no idea what I was going to do.
I think that's super cool that you developed a confidence through TikTok, which you definitely have a talent and an art. And I think TikTok's a cool way to definitely show young creators that there's a way. It doesn't have to be these old schmucks in high rises that's going to get you to where you want to be. It's like, you can have if you have a drive, you can get there without that. And I think TikTok's a really cool way to show that.
Me and my friends were talking about this recently. We were talking about why people should make art. And they had a bad experience with working on a set that the story didn't matter. They called it trash wrapped in silk, basically, where it was really beautiful, a lot of money put into it, but there was no actual story. We were all talking about what media is successful. And I feel like TikTok, a lot of times people get focused on wanting to make a thing that everyone will like in order to get sponsors so that they could get paid. And it's almost like a marketing thing instead of wanting to make things. And I get stuff like that. I'll see a little thing and I'm instead of I want to make this because I have a story to tell, it's I know people will like this and I'll get more followers. So I feel like it can kind of mess with your head in that you're not going to be worried about followers when you're pitching something you put your heart and soul into. Let's say you make your first film and you've worked so hard for it. You're not going to get an immediate positive reaction or anything like that. So I feel like TikTok, you have to kind of be mature when you're dealing with it, which everyone I've met has been. But yeah, it can kind of skew your view just because like you see boys and girls like taking off their shirts and getting a bajillion likes, and it's like, well, then what am I doing, you know? So I don't know. I think it could be good and bad, just like anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you've spoken a little bit about your favorite creator, but what creators on TikTok well, did you have any creators on TikTok that you saw and went, I like what this guy's doing, can I do this myself?
Yeah, Stanley, Sid.
Yeah.
That's how like I met Sierra. I commented on one of her videos and I was like, I don't even remember what I said. I feel like I said something like, I want to be you when I grow up or something like that. And then that's just how it happened.
And then I used Sid did a whole thing and a whole sick video that I saw. Insane.
On my series.
Yeah, and then I used the audio. So that's again like bouncing off of each other's ideas.
When I was starting off, Sid like shouted me out, and I was like, "This is crazy! This like super cool creator, he shouted me out." And then I saw Sierra, and they were like just so nice to me, and I was DMing them, and I was like, you know, it was crazy to see that this like whole other world of TikTok is out there. So these two girls right here were probably the first people that I saw in the film community, but there's just like a whole bunch of others, like UFO Landings is one of like my favorite creators, just with the stuff he does. But there's just, it's crazy. It like honestly grows exponential, the amount of like content that's being created and like the quality. And it's just like, I can't keep up with every account that's coming out that is just so cool.
Yeah. I mean, so sorry to cut you off there. I was just going to say, you guys appeared on a dance party together, right? A couple months back?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I made a little dance party with everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like your first little collaboration, and there was like 6 or 7 of you, right?
Yeah, that was a really cool thing to do because it was crazy. I mean, I asked everyone. I was like, yeah, just send me like a 5 to 10 second video if you dance to this song, and people just went in so many different directions, and it was really cool to see like their minds and how they work. And I think, it's just cool that like every mind works differently, but if you just put them together with one kind of like cool undertone, you can make some really cool art.
Yeah. So, did you guys expect the growth on TikTok? Did you see someone else doing it and go, yeah, this is doable for me. I can get 200 followers or 60,000 followers or 80,000 followers?
No. I wanted the first like viral video I made was I did it to some song by the Rex. Mm-hmm. It only got like 6,000 likes overnight. And I just wanted to do it because I like wanted to make like a music video thing. And I only had like 400 followers, but I thought that was so much for me. Like it was so small, but it was like so big in my head. And I was like, this is it. This is all I need. Like, I didn't think that I could like grow anymore.
Yeah, I think a big thing that like going off of you, Sid, I feel like the big thing that gets to my head that I kind of need to realize is that, like every time I reach like a new milestone, when I was like 1,000, I was like, this is insane. And, like, I feel like you're always going to adjust to where you're at. So like at 60K, I want to reach, 100,000 and all this stuff. But I think it's like just being able to like look at where you're at and be like, dang, I like came so far. And the fact that like, I did this as practice and I did this because I loved making these videos. It's sometimes hard to always see that when you're just like looking at that number nonstop.
So where do you guys plan to go with TikTok? Do you want to ride the wave, see how it goes? Or do you have like a structure to what you want to do with it?
I definitely want to, now that like it's settled a little bit and our existence isn't on the brink of destruction for once, I finally am like, okay, this is something that kind of seems reliable. Where could I go with this? And some stuff has opened up just like even now with different, again, brands wanting to like they have a number on your head and they're like, we we want to use you, which can sometimes be annoying, but sometimes it's like musicians reaching out and being like, hey, can you do a thing? And I'm like, yes. But in the long run, I mean, I can kind of see it transferring over to YouTube. For me, I've been like toying with different ideas I could do. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, at one point you're going to have like a saturated market almost, like you've reached as many people as you can. So I don't know. It should be interesting.
Yeah, what about you, Roy? Did you have any plans in terms of TikTok?
Yeah, I feel like since I'm back in New York, I kind of started my TikTok in Colorado, but since I'm back in New York and I'm with other creatives, I'm definitely gonna like ramp up the quality of my TikToks and start working with other people. Not saying that my TikTok will like become a collective, but I definitely am gonna be using like other people to create some like higher quality stuff. I'm also gonna kind of maybe slow down my posting and kind of take my time on it. So like I really have some high quality stuff, which, you know, sometimes on TikTok is not the best move. Like, I don't know, usually it's quantity over quality, but quality does really matter. And to me, that's really what I'm looking for. Especially, I also am like looking for music videos and like kind of gonna start creating that. So, and I think TikTok's a really good way to like find artists and expose them. So yeah, on the lookout for artists and kind of gonna ramp up the quality. That's my plan.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I can't wait to see some of your content. I loved the Mount Everest video. That was one of my favorite videos, music videos.
Oh, thank you.
It was awesome.
I appreciate it.
It was, yeah. It was just really cool. And I've kind of, well, no such thing as copying, but I've been inspired by your lighting. And I've kind of
I appreciate it.
Me.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sid, what about you? Plans for TikTok?
I feel like since I've met all these people, I feel like I can have more collaborations and stuff, but there's also school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, school's like a big problem for me because there's like, you stay at home, you do online, you stay at home, you do online, and then you have TikTok. Sometimes I don't post like regularly. I'm really bad at that. Like, I haven't posted in like 2 or 3 weeks, I think. But but I feel like if I just need to, I think just the main thing for me is just keep posting, and then I'll get bigger, and then more like collabs. I'll like plan collabs, but I like never finish them. So if I get back on that, I'll be God.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard
yeah.
to apart. Like, it's hard to do collabs when you don't like.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm out of here, when I get out of darn ugly, sweaty Texas and go somewhere like California or New York, if I get accepted at any of those schools like that, then I feel like everything will be open more.
Mm-hmm.
Catch some collabs with Sierra and I soon.
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna post them everywhere.
So, talking about collabs and TikTok and plans, any upcoming projects for you guys? I've spoken a little bit to Sierra about her homework that's due on the weekend. But what about you, Sid and Roie?
Is this like TikTok projects or external projects?
Any projects at all?
Yeah, I mean, I have a TikTok project that I'm working on right now that will probably be finished by next week that I'm very excited for. It doesn't have me in it. This is one of the first videos that I am not featured in this video, but it has to do with skating and kind of masculinity and femininity and stuff like that, which I'm very excited to be going down a route that has a theme. So catch that coming in a few weeks or so.
Nice. Sid, any projects, film related or TikTok related or whatever?
I have quite a few for school.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher, she doesn't really do like themes and stuff. She's not really an artsy person. She's more like a go film this football game and like go like record this guy doing like mask stuff and rules for like the news. But like, so me and my friends kind of make our own little themes and stuff. So we we're working on like a little like those that ghost trend.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Like tears like that. So we're doing that, but we did that in like the hallway, and he's like some sad little lonely ghost. And then we're working on another one. I saw this video today. We just started it today because I'm spontaneous like that. It was like this guy. He's on his motorcycle, or he's on his little scooter, and he's screaming at this girl, saying he's like never enough and all this stuff. And
Oh yeah,
he
I
just
saw
screams. Yeah, I was like, I want to make something like that to like at the beginning of like a music video or something. I think that'd be so cool. So like,
that looked like the intro to a movie or something like that. I was thinking.
yeah, like that's like the intro title. Like I just love like big bold stuff like that right in the beginning because it like catches people's eye.
Send me that video. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I would love to see it.
It's like low quality. I thought it was like we were filming something. It's from like so far away.
He's like on a balcony zoomed in, and he's like, "I'm never enough. And he just screams and just drives off. But I'll send it in the little group chat right now.
It's funny how we get inspired by like the most random stuff like that.
Oh yeah, it's just whatever you see.
It was so like poetic.
Yeah.
So while Sid's getting us that video, I'm gonna ask you guys, where do you see yourself in a year's time, 12 months, or in like late September 2021? Where do you want to be? As Sierra, do you want to start us off?
Oh God. Hopefully my sleep schedule will be better. I want to get that shit down. I hope that, I've been toying with YouTube series. I hope that I'm going to be able to have enough discipline to do that. I hope that I'll be more experienced in how to work an actual camera because I only use my phone. Maybe have some knowledge about sound. Yeah, I just kind of want to refine because I don't know what area I want to go in to the film industry. So I kind of want to refine everything that I can, not just like, this is how like I want to storyboard this, but I want to know how a camera works. I want to know how a boom works. I want to know how everything works. So hopefully I will have big brain in 1 year.
Yeah, hopefully. And then Roie, in a year's time, where do you see yourself?
Oh, hopefully, hopefully some more music videos under my belt. I think I want to, I don't know, I think I am very confident that I want to go down the route of music video making. So I kind of want to really drill into that and bring it home. So hopefully maybe I've been, talking to some people about a production company that I might be starting. So I got some big plans, but at this point, it's just kind of like going with the flow and seeing if it'll happen. So I guess in a year's time, you'll see me in a year's time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna be gone.
He's gonna be gone.
I'm gone. I'm going to Antarctica.
And then Sid, just to wrap us up here, what do you see yourself in a year's time? 2021, Sid, what does that look like?
2021, Sydney Long. She will be probably working because there you can get like a lot of easy little like jobs or intern jobs from like film. Like I already have a job offer from like White Oak Music Hall. They want me to run their music video, like their TikToks and like intern for like their film people. Or I could be in Scotland going to some big film school there. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Scotland has any film schools. But,
my dad sent me some weird link. He was like, please move to Scotland with us. Look at all these film schools in Edinburgh and London. I was like, well.
Okay, I think I'm sorry to cut you guys off. I think I'm gonna have to go. Is there any closing words you want me to say? I'm hopping into a Trader Joe's.
That's no problem. Yeah, I think we're gonna actually finish up here. That's all the questions, and that's all the time we have. That's 30 minutes on the dot, basically. Which wraps us up quite nicely. So, Roie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. I'll see you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye.
And then Sid and Sierra, thank you very much for joining me and Roie on this week's episode of the Out of Interest podcast. I wish you guys the best of luck with wherever you end up in Scotland or New York. Hopefully not in Texas for you, Sid. And then, I'll see you guys later.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Of course.
It was so nice.
Have a
It was
great
so
day.
much fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.